So, any questions? Like right now, I'm downloading the replay. Once I'm done downloading it, I will share the screen with you.
Uh,
So,
yeah, it's like some couple of questions. We got, I think, like the draft went wrong. Like one of our heroes got countered on the lane. Like we couldn't play the game like we wanted it to play, and the lane got like super hard to stay in. Like so, like and how to deal with like lane combos if the other people pick lane combos. Like how to deal with it. Those two are the main issues like we had the last game.
all right. So the first we will look into the draft. Okay, drafting.
Yeah.
So one more thing that I will tell you. Like, are you using the app called Dota Plus app?
Yeah.
That
We had
Overwolf
like
thing?
a couple of guys. Yeah.
Yeah, Overwolf thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's actually good for you to see what they are good at, and also that way it's easier for you to draft. So just a small suggestion. If you if you just want to know about your opponent better, like you can use it. Unless they are using a private profile, you can sneak in and steal their info. So
What was that up again?
sorry, what?
What was that again? The name of?
Dota Plus app. You just
Not
go to the
not the app. I
Google.
think it's
Yeah,
the Dota Plus, right?
Overwolf, and
Uh,
there you
It's like a
have to
plugin,
set
right?
up your Dota Plus. Yeah, you just
The
register for
subscrip
free.
it's the subscription, right, from
Yeah,
Dota,
yeah, yeah.
right?
okay.
But it's a free one, right? Am I right?
There's a
No,
free
no,
one
no, no.
that was.
I think it's a free one. I'm not sure about it, but since I'm like since I have subscribed the Dota Plus in game, like I'm not sure, but I believe it's free for everyone.
Oh, I will have a look on that.
Yeah, just Google like Overwolf and Dota Plus besides to that. Overwolf Dota Plus.
Okay.
That's very useful throughout the draft phase, and it will suggest you what to ban, what to pick. Also, like you can have some idea about what the enemy will be picking, so you can be prepared. So which
Oh,
side
okay,
you
I
are
found it.
playing? Neha or 2960? Banana Slamayama. Which one is yours? Phoenix.
Ah, no,
No, the Titan.
diagram. Yeah.
So Disruptor. Nyx is picked. So the Titan. Okay, you guys have some AOE control stuns. Ursa. So they know the Nyx and Titan. You open the Nyx and Tide, so they pick the Ursa.
Yeah, and the offlane was like super hard to stay in, like with Snapfire and so.
Mm.
Could you have drafted better, like pick some other heroes, like instead?
Pick some other hero, or you could have picked a carry, which is actually good against these two, and you can pick the offlaner later. Like, like if your offlaner has a
Oh, we
better
had
hero pick,
the first pick like after the bans, like we had the
no?
first pick, so we got Titan and they got so,
Yeah, I'm looking at the draft right now. Also, you
yeah,
can see, right? I'm sharing the screen,
yeah.
but and then you pick the Red King. So once again, like you don't have many heroes that can deal with the Phoenix ult. You still have Red King, but not the easiest way to deal the Phoenix. LC is like super strong this game. You know what? Like you could have picked a Rubik or something instead Titan there, the third pick. Just my suggestion, and you can play Nyx as a core. post 3.
First.
Yeah, but once again, like if you are not comfortable playing those heroes, then yeah, you have to stick to what you can play. So even I can't play all the heroes at the same level. So this Lina is actually like, how was the game for Lina? Was it really nice?
Yeah, he managed to like stay in the lane like.
Yeah, and through the laning stage, that wouldn't be so hard. But like once you finish the laning stage and move into the as you move into the mid game, it will be quite a hard for Lina to play Dota as a core. But once again, like, it's all about like how the lane goes. So, Tidehunter, what do you think about this laning stage? And alright, starting build. So then, what do you think about it? Can you actually stay in the lane and play against him? And
I cannot like outplay him, but I could like survive in the lane.
uh-huh.
Like out of the experience, like on the like edge of the experience, it's like they were playing super aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like placing at the right time at like for the creep waves, like he was like placing for
So
the
what
right
if
section.
the
Yeah,
what uh if they hit level 2 first, and they will have a better kill potential on you,
yeah,
like, and the snap can scout for you always, and the Elsa will connect to snap, and they will definitely try to hurt you. They don't even have to kill you to win the lane. If they made you lower, then you cannot go in front anymore, right? You're
yeah,
gonna like
yeah.
stay far away from both of them or the creep wave. So that way you miss so much gold and experience. So anyway, I will tell you something once it's done. Let me see what happened. So can counter conclusion. So now I will show you. So both of you are like kinda same level. They are level 2 and you're almost level 2. Now the lane will get pushed into them. They don't really punish you. There's actually some free gold for Ursa.
Yeah.
Alright, he's there at 3.5 to secure the rune to kill the invoker, but it didn't work out. He missed the. So I will tell you. Actually, it died, and then you TP to. Is he there? Next is
Yeah,
here.
he's next
Yeah,
So
is
you TP
yeah,
to. You bought a smoke. You spent 50 gold, and then you TP to the tier 2 tower. Then you smoke yourself, and then went all the way from there to here. and then maybe while you're waiting, you are leeching experience from Lena, kind of not so much, just my point. And then like it didn't work out, so you're wasting so much of your time, and then now you're gonna there to stack it, and then you go there to secure the rune. At the meantime, Titanhunter died at the bottom lane. All right, so
Mm-hmm.
here some insightful. So if you don't move that early to mid lane, because you will still have time to go to mid lane even if you TP the bottom right. So and what you can do is like, did you have walls at the base when you TP it? If you had observer walls at the base, you can buy them, keep it with you, and then yeah, you have an observer. Like, because this ward will get it will die very soon, right? Like 3 minutes later it will die. So the fourth minute drone has to be controlled. So you are wasting so much time right now. Like for like exactly 1 minute, you TP'd the tier 2 tower, smoked and came here all the way from there to here just to try to kill the invoker. It didn't work. Now you still have to stay here around this area for another 20 seconds, even though you missed the stun. Why? You wanna control the rune. At the meantime,
Okay.
like Tide was like completely like doing fine until here. Am I right? Until the moment
Okay.
you died, he
Yeah.
was doing fine. All right, but the moment he died, wait, I wanna see where you died. Okay, now you're dead. So he cannot do much anymore because creepy is also underneath the tower, and then this Ursa is definitely going to be a problem for this Titan there. It's also because of the fact that they are level 3, and this is where the Ursa like comes like online. Right, at level 2 also he is a threat, but level 3 is more stronger, and also the Nyx is not there anymore, right? And like I told you, it's a lane where you could lose that easily, but and then like next you gave him like a free kill that way to Ursa, so it just helped him to get a fast boot and a complete magic wand against Tidehunter, so he will be super happy. And now they managed to kill the Tidehunter. So what I'm saying is, you were not here in this lane for like almost 1.5 minutes, right? And
Uh-huh.
suddenly it becomes harder for Tide. So how can you stop this from happening? So what kind of item will you need to go for this game on Tidehunter? So you need to understand it. Okay, this is Urza who's going to be like chasing you like a mad boy. Like once they hit like level 2 or 3, right?
Yeah.
Like at
Yeah.
level 2 that would be fine because you have a support hero with a stun who he can like, it's an AoE stun, right? So he can just stun both of them, or actually he can stun the Urza and help you to run away from him, right? So
Yeah.
so at level 2 you should be fine, but every time he leaves the lane for such a long time, it will be very hard for you to play the lane. So basically what you need to do, what can you do in this lane, like staying at the bottom lane, what can you do? So what is this Opal Venom for? Did you actually manage to hit anybody?
Uh,
Not even one shot. 1 minute you block the cam, really nice thing. You can't hit them even once, right? So
yeah.
what is it, what's the purpose of buying it? 2 minutes, not even a one right click on the enemy. Yeah, and then with the offer venom, the first thing that happened was giving extra gold to Ursa, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
my point is, in this, like from your starting gold or whatever the gold, you just wasted your gold buying this offer venom. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you need to go for? What do you really need to have to for this lane or for this game, whatever? What do you need to have?
Certain items like uh villains.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
You had win lanes already, I believe.
yeah. It's yeah.
This
No,
is
I
at the
don't think
start.
it did more.
No, he's no.
Yeah, yeah. You can't buy everything.
Probably a headdress or something.
Okay, probably a
It's,
headdress. But the
so yeah.
problem is, how can this Urza hurt you? Or Tidehunter? How can he hurt either of you? If he can't get closer to you, can he hurt you?
No.
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 So what do you
Boot
need?
is like boot
So you buy boot, then what you can do?
run away.
Can they actually easily lock you?
Again,
Can they
potential
get close to
decrease.
you?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So you can serve your stun, you can use your bow to play the lane, and when they use the Snapfire first skill or slow or the second skill, and also the Ursa's first skill to get closer to you, and that's where you use your impale, right? And do you understand
Okay.
at the level 2 the spike carapace is really good in this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every time Ursa right clicks you or the Ursa to get closer to you, and it also slows you, right? So
Oh,
slows you and does damage. So you can escape with this item. There's no way they can kill you easily once you hit level 2, right? Also you
yeah.
can save your Tide Hunter by having it. Why? You can stand like beside him, and whenever he tries to first skill or the Ursa first skill or whatever, you can use your third skill and stop them from killing Tide Hunter, or you can also survive. And what is the boot for? One more thing, because Snapfire is a hero who has a better movement speed even without boot or windlass. 300 movement speed, right? Very like really
Yeah.
good movement speed on the Snapfire, right? So, so again, what can you do in this lane? Even with a boot, will you be able to harass one of these heroes or both of them? Like,
No.
no. So what is the boot for? Well, okay, you really need a boot. Then how are you gonna play the lane even with a boot? Are you gonna stay in this lane and continuing like fighting the enemy? Did you ever fight them? No. But if you buy a boot, do you think you will be able to fight them?
Yeah. Probably.
Probably. Like maybe you can harass the Snapfire, but like
Yeah.
not all the time, right? Just one or two swords, like time to time. But can you actually do something like very useful for this Tide Hunter, for this lane, or for your
Mm.
mid laner, or the top lane with the off of venom? You can't do anything. We know that. So I'm asking you, what
Yeah.
if you buy a boot? Can you actually make a difference? And if you think it makes a huge difference, then how is it gonna work? Does it actually help you to
Okay.
harass them, or with the boot you can contribute something different for the team?
Okay, I understand.
I don't think you can actually harass them either, even if you have the boot, but maybe
Maybe
like
like if
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
had a
Yeah.
boat, like he would be dying on the lane, like when he was trying to pull the creeps of them.
Yeah.
Where? Where?
He died like trying to pull the radiant creep wave, right? If he had the boot, like it
Yeah,
would
he
have.
went for the courier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
He went to the also.
So I will tell you. So you can't do anything in this lane at level 1. If with a boot, or you can't do much, right? You can't be a threat. All you can do is you can just harass the Snapfire if he gets out of position. That did he ever come out of
So he
the
was like
tower range?
staying like
He never
really
came
behind the creep wave,
outside the
right?
tower range,
Yeah.
right? He never came
Mhm.
outside the tower range. So there's no way you can harass him with the Opal Venom or boot. So now this is the only chance you had to harass him, like 2 swords or 3 swords, right? So
Mhm.
other than that, you don't really get it. But when you get a boot, what you can do is you can actually cut the wave. When you're cutting the wave, also you can block the small camp. You get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that way, why do you need to like cut the wave? So he gets to solo. So the Snapfire has to come. If he doesn't come, like Tighthunter will like sit back. So if the Tighthunter has to sit back, like both of them have to like chase the Tighthunter at level 1, and at that case you will like bring the wave and give it to Tighthunter if the Tighthunter cannot stay in the lane when you're cutting. All right, but if he is actually completely fine, let's say the Snapfire is chasing you, like trying to stop you from cutting the wave, you are blocking the wave, right? Like assuming that you cut the wave that way, so you need to see what's going on, what's the Tighthunter status, like are they like zoning out the Tighthunter, or the Ursa is just chilling where the Snapfire, the Snapfire is chasing right after you, or is he just staying at the bottom lane and harassing the Tighthunter? You need to have the answers. So whether the Tighthunter is like pushing the wave, or he is farming underneath the tower, or he is camping the wave, tanking the wave, like waiting for the next wave to come, the second wave, the third wave, right? Because you cut the second wave, so he will have 2 waves. The enemy wave will be doubled. The meantime, he will not have the second wave to connect it to match the lane. So he has to tank it, or he has to farm underneath the tower, or he has to go like this behind the tower. Why? If he farms underneath the tower, high chances he's missing the last hit. Why? His damage is only 46, even though he has a 7 armor with a tower buff, right? He will be
Yeah.
successfully like tanking the wave without taking so much damage because he has a good life regen. Also underneath the tower armor and the life regen, he will be fine, completely fine. But high chances he missed the last is underneath the tower. So the Tight Hunter will be fine. But if they chase the Tight Hunter, he will also miss the creep, right? So so let's say the Tight Hunter cannot go there when you cut the wave. You grant the wave to Tight Hunter and then you fight the Snapfire. So the Ursa will be farming there. The Ursa won't be able to come there. Why? There will be 2 waves already. Do you understand what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
by doubling the wave, the Ursa is forced to farm away from the Tight Hunter, and the Tight Hunter gets to farm here because you cut the wave and give the wave to Tight Hunter. So can the Tight Hunter come? Ursa come from there to here? Yes, he can. But until you like cut the wave like this, like he has to hold the wave, right? So that's where the Tight Hunter will be kind of annoying. So at this level 1, Tight Hunter also can go for Gus. Why? If the Ursa tries to go on him, if the Ursa tries to body block the, I mean not body block, to tank the creep wave, he can reduce the armor by how much? 4. And his base armor is how much? 4. So if he is not farming underneath the tower, let's say he is like standing like that, and you use the gust, he will lose all the armor. So when he like literally he is not going to have any armor, 0 armor, right? So he won't be happy like tanking the wave. So you can punish him. You can do that only if the Snapfire is chasing the next assassin while he is cutting the wave. Do you understand, or do you want me to show it again?
No, I understand. Like, if like Snapfire is out of the lane and like I was like tanking the creeps and like keeping the lane
Yeah,
near the
creepily
tower, yeah,
cutting
I
him.
could
He's
have
trying
gushed him.
to.
Like,
He's
thing
try.
was like it never
Yes.
happened,
Yeah.
and they were like lane controlling like superb.
Yeah. So what happened? He is free farming. Even though you are getting like enough farm, you are trading the farm where you can
Yeah,
do better already, right? By
yeah,
doing
that's what.
those.
Yeah,
And at the meantime, with the brown boot, okay, you cut the wave. Okay, that's a one situation. So let's say the Nyx assassin cut the wave. When he's cutting the wave, the Ursa farm the wave underneath the tower. Then what will you do? Will you ask the Nyx assassin to give the wave to you right there in front of the tower, or will you also farm the creep wave underneath the tower, or what are you gonna do if the Ursa farm the wave underneath his tower?
probably like I would be tanking the creep wave
Uh
and
huh.
like getting it out of the tower, like so I can keep the other wave coming, like the second wave, like from the radiant wave coming towards our tower.
Yeah. Uh huh. All right. Coming towards your tower.
Yeah,
That is also good. But rather than tanking, like I would say, like your initial goal should be like setting up the creep wave right here or there. Because if you are allowed to sit here and farm and leech experience, you will be happy rather than standing there
yeah,
while the other is farming right in front of his tower. Why? You won't have more options because you can't go there and farm, and he has a tower advantage, and every time you go there to get a creep, Ursa also will harass you, and they will chase all the way from here to there, like for 3 or 4 seconds, right? He will chase you out of the lane and he will return to farm, and you will not
yeah,
enjoy it. But if you manage to like put the wave right there, set the wave right here, you will be happy even if you don't get to farm because you can easily reach the levels,
yeah,
and also you will get to harass them there and here. And even if you go there, go into them to farm at level 2 or something, like you will still have a better chance to like escape from them, right? They won't get to chase you for so long because your tower is like very closer to you when you are farming in front of your tower. So which is why you cut the wave and see what the enemy would do. If they farm the wave underneath the tower, you also do the same thing, but like kill the wave slowly because you wanna pull the wave back to your side. You don't wanna
yeah.
play in front of his tower.
Yeah, I this time I like pulled the creep out like towards like so towards near the tower. That's what like
Yeah.
maybe
So
should
which
I
is
give
why
it
you
to
are having a
front.
good time right now.
Yeah,
Even if the
that was
Ursa
like
is here, even if the Ursa is here, you will be happier,
yeah,
right? So what is the mistake? The first minute he doesn't have to pull. All right, fine. So second minute. So what is the mistake here? So what is he doing exactly right here? Because do you really need him to farm right here?
No,
No.
he could
No.
So
like
where
stick.
he could be?
I
What
could
he
have to
could be
rotate.
doing?
Or
Somewhere.
maybe near Ursa and
So,
Snapfire. They can
Maybe
make
he can get there and
XP.
one creep. Maybe if he denies this creep is dying, he can get the level. And more than that, this guy is going to pull it right now. So if the Nyx was there, he could have stopped him from pulling. Do you understand? So again, you have a pretty good movement speed, like really good movement speed. 320 is a really good movement speed on a support hero, and especially as a Roma hero. And Snapfire has a 300, and you have a 310. So with their slows, because both of them have slows and a stun on Snapfire, so definitely they will try to kill you, right? So which is why boot is better, brown boot. But even with the offer venom, like right call would be used would be like stopping from fulling. So if you and also the way you place the ward, he saw you placing the ward, right? Because you
yeah.
placed the ward after the lane began. So he saw you placing the ward and he got a free gold. He got so much free gold, like more than 100. How much does he get?
200.
200 or whatever. So experience and gold, and now he's like ahead of you, right? And he can actually stomp you, and it's very hard for you to get closer to him, and you don't want to get closer to him even though you have stun. Why? Once you because you don't have a boot, you can't run faster. If the Ursa comes, you are dead. As long as the Ursa is in the lane, you will be completely fine, but still he will harass you better. He can trade the right clicks better than you, because you have to get closer to him to right click, and every time you get closer to him, he will run away, because not a huge difference between you and him when it comes to movement speed, 310 and 300, right? So he can actually man fight you and run away. So this was kind of lane breaking move thing, and now you give him free gold, and definitely he's going to have a better time because of that. Because if you didn't like die right there, so let's say you didn't die there because the hero creep wave is coming. Let's say like you didn't hard commit to kill the courier, so now you know the Ursa is coming. Why Ursa is not there? Do you understand? So
Yeah.
whenever you don't see the Ursa, you should know the Ursa is coming towards you, and which is why you need to place the ward somewhere here or there, because you always want to see the Ursa, right? You want to know where the Ursa is, because you are going to be playing with a Snapfire, not with the Ursa. Why? You can't do much to Ursa, but you can definitely do something to Snapfire. So when you're like actually being like annoying to this guy, all you want to know is where the Ursa is. So you see, you even without the ward, you know the Ursa is coming towards you. The moment you know the Ursa is coming towards you, you cannot do this anymore. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And if you didn't do that, imagine like if you just like ran away without feeding, now the creep wave will go underneath the tower, and Ursa is forced to farm underneath the tower, right? So Titan, you could like actually cut the wave again for Titan. Or Titan actually cut the wave, and you can stop the Snapfire from harassing the Titan. You get it? Or you can serve the skill. If the Ursa tries to come to punish the Titan while he's trying to cut the wave, he will lose the farm underneath the tower. And even if you manage to track the wave while he's harassing the tide, you can actually punish the Titan. I mean, sorry, you can actually punish the Ursa. Why? If you stun the Ursa, the creep, there are two range creep. You are two range creeps, ours. So, so if he brings this wave while he's like stopping the Titan from cutting the wave, so every time you stun this guy, he's also going to take so much damage from the creep wave, right? So that way he will be unable to punish both of you. So that's how it works. And then again, why is the boot for? Why? Because this is Invoker and this is Lina. So maybe at like right now you can be there. Even before like the 4th minute, if you had a chance, you can go there and try. Because you have a boot, so you can move from there to here like very fastly. Because the boot gives you 45 movement plus 45 movements speed, right? Yeah, and your base movement speed is like 310 already. So the plus 45, you will have like so much movement speed. It will take like very less time for you to move from bottom to mid. So you can try to kill the invoker. If it doesn't work, you just get back to bottom lane. And definitely, I believe you need the third skill, so they don't get to punish you. They don't get kill the Titan. So your job is to keep the Titan alive. And once again, how does this bracer helps you? Because are you going to use your now Titan's perspective? So are you really going to use your hero to play in the lane, your body, your hero's body to play in this lane, or are you going to play smarter than the enemy? How can they kill you? If they come closer to you, they can kill you, right? If they can burst you, they can kill you. So definitely
Yeah.
buying the bracer is going to help make sure that they don't easily burst you down. But
Yeah.
also, like if you if you ever don't get to go there, then you will be fine. As long as you farm there, you will be fine. But if you are forced to play here with a bracer or without a bracer, you will not allowed to play there. So that's why you need a boot. Do you understand?
Yeah. Okay.
And you need to also have a like verifier. Did you have one verifier?
At the start, I
Yeah,
had
yeah,
one.
yeah. You had one because that's something will make
Like
sure
plus
that you
two
don't get
damage. Yeah.
burst. And also, this is a
That was a bad play by me. Like I just TP the tower, and like since I was like out of XP range, I tried to go
yeah,
back to the
yeah,
lane
yeah.
and got punished back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you had a boot, you can just go there and cut the wave, you know.
Yeah.
And also, you definitely need to gas like one level, so you can put it on Ursa and run away. You know, it
Yeah.
actually slows the target for 4 seconds. Or how many seconds? Duration is 4, right?
Yeah.
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 Actually, it's good. Like only takes 90 mana to and like -4 armor, and then even if he continues the chase, you can use the third skill, and he will eat ton of damage, and he will not be happy to chase you if you can run faster, because if he knows like you have no other like you can't escape from him, you can't run away from him, then he will continue the chase. Like two options to stop the Ursa from chasing any of your hero is like if you can deal more damage. Let's say you can like deal way too damage to Ursa, he will not be happy to continue the chase. Why? He's eating so much damage while he's chasing you. Let's say
Yeah.
you are Lestrak offlane, so when he's chasing you, you enable your second skill and run. So if he chased you, he will eat more damage, and the Lestrak can buy a boot, right? So while you're
Yeah.
running, he's eating free damage, even you are not hitting him. So he's not happy. So if he can't like if he can't kill you, he will go back because he doesn't want to take the extra damage. All right, but like this Titan with these two heroes, so I will tell you how does this Ursa actually counter your lane, because both of you heroes are slow damage dealers. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So
The thing was like
Yeah.
they like with the draft and all, they like directly countered the lane.
mhm.
Like they had the Snapfire already picked, and we had a Nyx and Tidehunter. So going Ursa was the option, and they directly caught. So how did we like? We couldn't outplay them in the lane, but could we have outplayed like if our heroes were different?
If your hero was different, definitely yeah, you can do better, right?
Yeah, like with the escape, like someone with the escape or damage, like damage dealing hero on the lane.
Whatever the hero you think that is good against Ursa, if you have picked it in Street Tidehunter, then you can do better against Ursa. But the question is, they picked Ursa right after they saw you picking Tidehunter.
Yeah, Titan. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what. Like
So
so now, how can we like play the lane?
I mean,
Since
I
like we are
told you,
already. Yeah.
like I told you, until 5 or 6 minutes, you wouldn't have a problem. At least you will die only once if they are super
Yeah.
good, right? If you cut the wave, if you always farm there and got the levels and the boot and then bracer, and you can get an arcane boot, and once you get your ravage, like Lena can come to bottom lane, or you can move to mid lane. You know, that's how you play the game, not about the laning anymore. So
Yeah.
your laning was like still fine against these two heroes, because Nyx is actually a hero who can't do much to them, but like you can do a lot to them if you had this Gus, but like you only have it at level 4,
Yeah.
right? So like early in the game, so this Gust is super strong even without the Nyx in the lane, because whenever the Nyx cut the wave, like I told you, so Ursa
Mhm.
has to tank the wave. So if
Yeah.
he actually tank the wave, then only you up the skill and use the Gus on him. If he doesn't tank the wave, if he farmed the wave underneath the tower, then you don't care, right? You don't have a reason to use the Gust if you're farming it underneath the tower. You can still use it to make sure that he gets slower, so or the you reduce the armor, and
It
in
gets
the
more
way,
damage.
because of the slow he will sometime miss the last hits, right? And
Yeah.
all you can be annoying, but it's all about like what the Snapfire wants to do. If the Snapfire decides to stay in the lane, then maybe you can't punish the Ursa. But at the meantime, Nyx will get to hurt the wave. When the Nyx cut the wave, either you farm or Nyx farms will get level 2. If the Nyx get level 2, he can also roam to mid lane. Or he can just punish the Snapfire. Because once he get the level 2, why can you why can you let him farm the wave, the wave he cuts? Because if he gets the level 2, they don't have the kill potential on any of you.
Yeah.
Because of the
Yeah.
third skill, Spike Carapace. Every time they go on you, he clicks that, boom,
He can
and
get
then
out from.
stun, run away. So why do you have to play safer? Why do you have to play defensively? Because like you guys are slow damage dealers. If you get like so much HP, if they make you super low, and then you have to buy more region reasons, you have to buy extra tangos and salve to stay in the lane. So that is also not good. Why? Yeah, they are forcing you to like buy more consumable items, and you will not be happy about that, right? So
Yeah.
also like somehow you need to manage to buy extra tangos and salve, one salve, to stay in this lane without feeding. Because like when you don't have the tango, like look like for so long time you don't have a tango in your inventory. Like after this, you don't have it. So so when you respawn, you don't bring a tango. So now definitely you're gonna feel bad. You understand?
Yeah.
So you're taking way too damage and you can't go in front anymore like that. Or maybe what you could have done is like you can ask the disruptor to stay bottom and the next can be uh, at top lane with a red king. That won't be that harder because it's a red king. Definitely he will be able to farm all the and like it depends on it's just up to you guys, you know. If you think like you can do, if the Nyx could do better at the bottom lane, then he should play bottom. If he knows how to play the top lane, maybe he can go to top lane and let the disruptor play bottom. So if the disruptor plays bottom, he can definitely punish the Ursa.
Yeah, with the skills and the range. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we had like played the lane well, like we could have like not feed them and like.
Yeah. I think in this game you don't have to worry too much about the draft. Even though the lane looks quite hard, if you played better, you could have done better. And with the heroes that you have definitely a strong lineup, right? Ravage and Nyx Assassin, who's like really good at like scouting these heroes, right? He can scout the Rosan, he can scout the heroes whenever they farm the NC, and you have a better setup. Why? You have a disruptor glimpse back. So definitely the Nyx is like good for us, but we just didn't do well throughout the laning stage. That's how I see that.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I think we talked so much about this lane. Can we look at the other lanes?
Yeah, sure.
So extra tango and self. The red king is forced to buy that, even though the disruptor has one self. So it's not a bad item to buy, but you really need the stats to play the lane. You understand? As a red king, you definitely need to be like you need to have more stats. So this cell, one cell from the disruptor is like enough already. And I will tell you, this is not enough for disruptor players. Okay, you better buy more mangoes and tango. Like, did you start with the 3 tango at the game? This is something definitely wrong. You need to have 6 tangos on this disruptor for this game. You give 2 to Lena, and then you will begin the game with 4 tangos. And then what you have to do is you have to buy more mangoes. You don't need to start the game with the siege mask, because disruptor is a hero who really needs more mana to spam. Your job should be keeping the like making him lower, and at level 1 you can actually punish him. Why? Because he doesn't have any stance or anything, or like huge damage. You can easily dodge the fire spreads, because like definitely you should be able to dodge it. Even if you eat the damage, it doesn't matter, because you can deal more damage to the Phoenix. Alright, so you win the spell fight at the level 1 against Phoenix as a disruptor, so you should do that. But at the meantime, you can't, like, what is it called? Okay, you are blocking the way, but I, sorry. So you are blocking the camp, which is really nice, but also the meantime, you cannot like be hiding there somewhere all the time, because at the meantime, Breathing is like losing so much HP. Alright, and you need to know you shouldn't eat so much damage from Phoenix. Why? This salve is most likely for this Red King, not for you. Because so your job is done. You already punished him once. Now you have to go there and start harassing him. Why? He's playing in front of your tower. He's playing right in front of your tower. You get to right click this LC just by standing there without aggroing the creep. Do you understand, Disruptor?
Yeah.
So just being here like doesn't make sense, and you don't really need to use the clarity right now, because you have two mangoes. If you really need the mana, you can click the mango and punish them, right? So you definitely need to be there. You definitely need to be there harassing, like while you are just like standing. Like this is good. This is good. Now you go back to the lane and start harassing him. If you truly wanna block it, like you can leave the lane right now. You can sit here and harass. You know why? You know the Phoenix is low HP already, and he had a salve. You know, so you successfully won the trade already. You're forcing him to use a salve. It's a win for you already. So he doesn't have that salve option for LC or for himself anymore. So when you click the enemy, you should know he has more tangle, and he has only two, and you have only one. So do you have are you going to have a better time, or they are going to have a better time?
Yeah, go ahead, but,
Right, because they have more region, so you have to buy more region, or you should force them to use the region. So you better get there and start harassing him. If you want, you can ask the wrestling to cut the wick free, so you get a position somewhere here. And again, you know the Phoenix is super low. Without using the self, he can't come there. And even if he comes, he doesn't have any stun. Somebody like Ogre or something to like make your life harder. So it's just a Phoenix. So if he comes there, you will run back. You will run underneath the tower, or you will stop the side until he comes and harass you. You don't need to stay there, because you are using the clarity. Like I told you, you need to be there harassing him, and then you can block the wave too. Because if you position here, it's easier for you to block the wave. If you stay there, it will be harder. Now your job is to harass him. But again, you are standing underneath the tower, and the meantime, the Red King is taking so much damage. And now, since he was like taking way too much damage, he bought a cell. It's not a bad thing, but he could have purchased like something else that gives him like a better stats, or at least a ring of regeneration, or something. Or he can prepare buying this item if he wants. And you can say like, I will give you this help, and you're buying this item, definitely going to put you in a danger spot. That's funny, because he died because he is still level 1. He died because he is still level 1. He is not actually playing Dota. And your LC is 3, and everything else also 3, and he died like, alright, he's still 1. Then he used the cell. He used the first like that. You know what? When the LC is like strong against wrecking already, where do they we play? Where they were supposed to play? Where there's where they would love to play Dota, in front of your tower, underneath the tower, or somewhere here, where he can like play better, where he can punish the wrecking better. Can they punish the wrecking better playing there?
No, not on the tower. They would want the creeper to be somewhere in the front.
Yeah, so he can harass better, right? Because if he wins the right click trade.
Yep.
So if he really want to do that, he needs to control the wave there. Also, all he can do is just spam the first skill and try click once or twice. But the Phoenix is not really harassing the wrecking that well. He's just man fighting the disruptor, which he shouldn't be doing at all, because he can't like do that well. But it actually favors him also, like 50-50, because you don't have any life regeneration,
Region.
right? And at the meantime, your rating is like paying the price for it. He's still farming, but you can make sure like he does better. And now you died. So that's the important thing that you need to know. This Ring of Basilius is really nice, but this is not the way you buy. If you buy that, you don't like overcommit like this. You never overextend in these right click battles. You should go back. You should chill. Your entire focus should be like punishing them whenever you could. You should trade them better. If the trade is bad for you, you better run away. You don't continue your right click harass if it's not favoring you. Just by having the Bacillus, all you have to do is sit back because your wave is here. You don't need to go there, why? Because the wave is here. All you need to worry about is like whenever he's trying to pull the wave at the big camp, you have to go there and stop him from pulling. Otherwise, the Wrecking will be forced to go there. So when the Wrecking is forced to go there, LC and Phoenix are super free to harass him. You get it?
Yeah.
So that is the only like worst scenario for this Wrecking. It's also kind of similar example. But in the meantime, he let the wave go underneath the tower, so he goes back to farm. Now Wrecking gets to farm. But if he brought the wave, if he like tanked the wave and walked there, then this would have definitely better for LC. It would have been like super better for LC. Like Wrecking will be like he will be like forced to leave the big camp area because like every time he use the first skill he will eat ton of damage and he doesn't want to man fight the LC definitely, so he will just go back. If you want to make your everything stronger against this LC, you need to stay here and harass the LC continuously. If you harass the LC, so everything gets to harass him, right? And you don't use your first skill like every time you it's ready to use on the LC, you just right click him, and if you see him using the press the attack, then you can punish him. And also a better way to punish the LC is at the level 1 you need to know what his skill up is. So you already know it's the first skill, right? He upped the first skill already, you know that. So you should know he cannot like use the press the attack against you. So you should play for this lane against this LC. You should not mind this guy anymore. Okay, you mind him once, okay fine, harass him, harass him, harass him, good. Now you chase him out the lane, now you go back. You cannot chase him anymore. You should know that you have 295 and he has 300. So you should immediately go back to the lane and start harassing him. Why? He has the first kill, so just better start right clicking him and spam the first kill on him. Phoenix is not a threat anymore, but by standing there you're actually losing the game. Do you understand? Alright. Anyway, I will tell you something. Okay, so this game, the Snapfire, like this is actually like I don't know if you will understand, but I will tell you. This 4th minute rune is very important for your mid lane matchup. Okay, so even as a post 5, and because this Phoenix like nowhere closer to getting there to control the rune, so doesn't mean you need to be there. What I'm saying is like you should stop him from going there. If you can't stop him from going there, you should also go there and make sure you don't get killed by him or the enemy. Just have to help your mid laner to take the rune. If you can't beat there, alright, let's say this Phoenix leaves that left the top lane to control the 4th minute rune, and then you start punishing the enemy carry. Why he is left alone, right? The offlaner is left alone. So the 4th minute, before the 4th minute mark, you should have HP. Does he have? No. Do you have? No. So you have only one self, right? So even if the Phoenix is right there to control the zone, do you think you can harass the LC with this HP?
No.
No, it's hard, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So these small things that you need to understand. If you can't like do much at the lane, you can actually pull the lane, and then you run to the rune and control the rune for your mid laner, so at least he wins the lane, because you can't win the lane. So if you can't go there because it's a Earth Spirit or Tiny or Tusker or somebody who will like make your life harder, so you don't want to go there. Or the enemy has a boots, so he can run faster, and he can also like technically you like Rubik or somebody who can stop you from taking the rune and steal the rune. So if you feel like going there is useless and dangerous because you have no region or something, like less region, like at around 3.5 minutes, because you know you have to control the fourth minute. Now you know you have only one cell, so you should like not like continue like doing that thing anymore. But like it's also good to stop the Phoenix from going to the rune. So if you see him, you can actually first kill. Okay, let's see what happened. So you don't know where he is, so you can go there and stack it. So now you see him, so you use the first kill. Okay, harassing. It's like you're also eating so much damage, so you just get better, get back. You don't need to like do that. Yeah, it's taking so much damage from him right now just by standing right there, and you don't have a reason to go there anymore. This is like super greedy, like underestimating the opponent. You thought like you can kill him with their first kill, and right now, like, because if you don't die in the lane, he will no longer be a threat to you. Why? He's low HP. But just by doing that, now he is lower, and you are completely you are dead, and like suddenly he is going to have like so much like gold, so much experience, because he solo killed you. So you don't like die like that to the enemy supporter or core early in the game, because your job is to set up the lane for the carry, make his life better, make it better for be easier for him to farm. That's the first thing. Second thing, you can think about killing if that is possible, but the most important thing is like you don't easily die to the enemy. Because like if you die like that, you're actually making the life like your carry's life harder at this lane. He will be forced to leave the lane like very early on. I really like it, but you can also do that to LCY. Like here, you saw him using the second skill, right?
Yeah.
So can you actually harass him or not? You don't need the first kill to harass him. You can start right clicking him, right? And also you can use it on the Phoenix. It doesn't mean like you always have to use it on LC. You can use it on anyone you want. You think you can like trade better. If you think you have to keep him away from the breathing and all, then you can do it. Or you can harass the LC too. But I'm telling you, you have a better chance to harass the LC with the breathing, because breathing also kind of stronger. Alright, all you have to do is you have to have extra tango and a salve, or also a stick. At the breathing understand the lane already, like he bought a magic stick against this LC already, so he will be definitely able to fight the LC. So all you have to do is you have to make sure that you can punish the LC a little bit, so the breaking can also like make sure that he contributes something together when you are spamming on the LC. When you're spamming your skills on the LC, he can right click him and punish him. So that's how you can force the Phoenix to feel bad, because being there he will feel bad because you are fighting in front of your tower, so they don't have option to dive underneath the tower to kill you. So you can fight them. If the raid doesn't go well, you just don't chase them, just sit underneath the tower and continue the farming. So nothing to lose, maybe one tango and a clarity, so that will be fine. Losing Lena. So he got the dual win.
Yeah, they got the job in there. Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate.
We actually replayed this match ourselves and watched it. So what happened was when Lina was rotating mid, they also had a ward just be above it in the mid lane, so they saw it, and Invoke also followed Lina from the back.
Mm. I mean, right now this wrecking is just going to be farming, right? So that's a good thing. Like just like left the lane, controlling the runes, taking the camps, trying to help the other cores, taking the runes. So you should like prepare the smokes, and since he will have the ravage very soon, you should stop this Ursa. You know, he's like quite fat already, like level 7, and he's really fat. You need to kill him once. So with the ravage and like all, you can also smoke with Lina and move to bottom lane and kill the Ursa, something like that. Or you can ask the Lina to TP bottom while you are here at the bottom lane. You can smoke with him once the Lina TP, and then quickly move to the lane, ravage, suddenly opening the ravage, like standing right in front of him and opening the ravage, he wouldn't expect it. So once he chooses the ravage, like Lina will be able to second skill, Laguna also first skill. So he will die very easily, right? So that will be really like worth killing Ursa using ravage. And once the ravage is down, he can focus on farming. And Lina also can go back to continue the farming game, because that's really important. Because if you all like play, if you all of you, all the cores are forced to farm right now. The Red King needs to farm more, and I don't know if he really wants to fight right now or even at 15 minutes. He's definitely going to be farming. So that's not good if you don't get to punish the Ursa, because if you don't punish the Ursa, he's going to be super fat at 15 minutes, and he will have a battle fury at 15 minutes already if you don't punish him. Like the way you went on the Ursa didn't work out, because they saw you or what? Let's see. They're doing the thing that I told you, but it's kinda late. LZ dagger, dual tight under, and he doesn't die, but the tight under dies. Oh, you glimpse the LC back. Okay. Like he jumped on the Titan there, and like he couldn't use the ravage, and also like literally the Ursa didn't like take so much damage from the stuff there. So once the Titan died, you cannot stay in the fight anymore. So like the lane didn't go well, and like the first team fight also like didn't go well as you planned. Like they counter initiate you because this LC is like really fat. 12 minutes, you didn't expect a dagger from him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
that was
exact thing.
surprise.
What happened? That's
I was
exactly what
waiting
happened.
for a perfect ravage like two other people to push in, but suddenly LC comes with the dagger
Yeah.
and duel me.
That's kind of good thing taking the top tower. Like that's all right, because at the bottom lane they were fighting, and you don't really want to go there. So that's all right. But you can always, because you're breathing right, you can definitely TP bottom and fight with the team. Okay, finally you are here. You wanna take the tower, but the enemy knows like all five of you are here at the bottom lane. Nobody is playing in top or mid, so they are controlling. They are pushing the top. Meanwhile, the invoker is taking the tower, and LC is cutting the wave. And now this tower goes down. You have taken the top tower earlier, and then you are losing a mid tower. Like taking the top tower while they don't take any towers was good, but like taking this tower for the mid tower is definitely not worth it, because this tower is like way too important for any teams. Alright, regardless like which side you are playing, whether you are Radiant or Dire, this mid tower is like has so much priority. You cannot like trade the tower for the bottom tower like this. Do you understand? You don't do
Yeah.
it. It's not worth it, because like you can defend it, and also you can take the bottom tower without like bringing 5 heroes to bottom lane like this. Do you understand? Because if you have some threat, you can definitely do it. It's just the lack of understanding. Like you don't understand the Snapfire ulti is on cooldown. Phoenix ulti is on cooldown. If you knew their ultimates are on cooldown, you would know they wouldn't show so much interest to fight at the bottom lane. You get it? Because they don't have the skills yet. So, so if you knew that at the exact time the Phoenix ulti is on cooldown and they will not fight us yet, so some of you can leave the bottom lane. Like two heroes doesn't need to stay here. The Nyx can be scouting already. The Disruptor could follow, and maybe once the tower goes down, the Tighthunter doesn't need to stay here anymore. The Wrecking can TP to the mid tower later. So Tighthunter, Nyx, and Disruptor can smoke and move to mid lane towards mid. And Lina also can be in the smoke. Why? He doesn't have the TP. So the way you get to punish them. Or the Lina could be farming this, but definitely you don't give this tower. Why? They don't have so much catch. Their only catch is LC. Am I right? Their only catch is LC for now, since he has the dagger. So all you had to do was like Lina could actually defend the mid lane, like just by sitting behind, but other heroes were supposed to cover her. So if the Lina doesn't wanna defend the mid lane because it's too dangerous, so and he is very closer to completing the heal, so the Lina could farm while the Red King is pushing the bottom tower, and Tighthunter and the others could try to slow down their push. So it will be like you're trying to slow down their enemy first. At the meantime, the tower is going down. Since you don't have like whatever you do, like you don't give this for free. You should see if you could fight them back, right? You had a better opportunity to fight them since they didn't have the ultimate, and you had all the ultimates you needed to take a team fight. You have every single team skill, but their skills are on cooldown. You don't say just only 20 seconds. No, how would you know? But it's very easy to calculate. If you know like it's just only 120 seconds, you know like 2 minutes. Once you use it, you should look at the timer. You should note the time, and you should know. Okay, another 2 minutes. No Phoenix ulti, so you will know. Okay, like now he doesn't have, or does he have? So if he doesn't have, you can force them to fight, or you can punish them since their ultimates are on cooldown. That's how you push your limits and punish the opponent. But like still something, rather than like doing nothing, you're actually doing something. Keep farming all the time. But like slowly their net worth okay, this is something I will tell you. Alright? Whether you're playing a Red King just because you have 2 lives or whatever, you can't TP to the top tower like that. It's not only Red King, Lina or anyone, like none of you can TP to the top tower like that. Tell me why? Because like this game you have Red King, so you have 2 lives. So if you are actually planning on TP to the top tower to bait the enemy, then it's fine, because like everyone is there like coming like very quickly. So this is completely fine. But like at the meantime, like if you were not planning that like hey, I'm Red King, I have 2 lives, so I wanna do it, so you guys can follow up with the TPs and help me to punish them. If they try to kill the Red King, you can punish them. But like in the other games, it won't happen that easily. Why? Because every time you TP to the top lane, you are like entering into a death zone. Like because when you are busy like opening the bottom tower and the bottom map, they will be working on the other side, right? They will be doing the same thing while you are doing what you are doing to the bottom lane. That will be done by the opponent. So all of a sudden, just because there are so many creep, if you TP, you will definitely pay price for that. But like, let's see what happens. So you managed to pull off a ravage, but oh yeah, you killed the phoenix and then invoker. Okay, not a bad fight for you at all. Thanks to Red King pick, because you wouldn't have done the thing you did without Red King right there. If it was some other hero, he would have died there, no second life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's why I'm saying like this area is a like death zone. You always need to remember this line, okay? Like once you leave this lane to farm up the jungle and move to bottom lane, TPing to the top tower is like very dangerous. You need to think like more than twice before you click your TP to the top. But like, if your ultimate, if your teammates have TPs and if they have their ultimates ready and if they are willing to come to top lane to help you, in case the enemy goes on you, then it's fine. But like by doing that, how many things you are forcing? You are forcing them from where they are farming. You are forcing the people who are moving to into an enemy jungle to place the wards, or whoever sowing the bottom lane, or whoever pushing the mid lane. Everyone is forced to TP top, and like sometimes you will end up dying right before they complete their TP. You get it? And eventually they will die one by one, or they will TP and run back, or they will end up canceling the TP and continue what they were doing. So so TPing like that to top is like it's very specific. You really need to understand the situation before you do that. Otherwise it will cost the game. Everything, every mistake you do will cost the game.
One thing is, do you think that I shouldn't have bought the Radiance? Because I mean, I was going for a Radiance, but it's already 19. So,
What else you
do you
could
think
go?
that's what I was asking? So my initial idea was to make Radiance, but then I was thinking if I should make Deso instead.
Deso. I think Radiant is still fine because you mm, I believe like Radiant is still better than Deso, because like you get 60 damage one thing, so it's good with this skill, right?
And also the message there.
Yeah, the misses are there, and they don't have any hero that will buy a monkey that way.
MKB, yeah.
Yeah, so you should consider buying that, and definitely it's gives you the better opportunity to fight. uh, yeah, you can scale damage better than having a desolator in your inventory, because you are actually forced to right click the enemy with the desolator, and in the team fight there's an invoker who can like defending blast on you and you wouldn't be able to hit, and the snapfire is there, so many like heroes who can kite you, Ursa is there, LC is there, so Deso is kinda questionable, so
Right,
Radiance
yeah,
would be
yeah.
better.
That makes sense.
But maybe I will tell you this item is really good on you. Op of Coruscant, because at the laning stage, if you knew like how to man fight the LC with the help of uh, Disruptor, you can actually like pressure him. But like again, LC also will be buying the same item, but he didn't go for that. If he went for that item, like he will like punish you super harder. So in that case, like you will be planning on leaving the lane and moving the jungle to fast farm. So with the face boot, you will buy, Radiance, or you will consider buying Armlet sometime. But like Radiance is better for me this game. And after Radiance, maybe you could consider buying SNY or something.
I was gonna go for SNY, but then I had to buy the BKB as well, so I think I queued for a BKB. I queued for SNY and then I queued for BKB again because. So,
Uh-huh.
But I think actually what
Persona
happens
is like
here
still
is
giving you the
after the
status resistance, right?
yeah
Yeah.
the more I think right there was the place where I think we technically lost the game, where they were actually pushing bottom and then they were trying to come high ground and I was not paying enough attention. I tried to farm that their triangle and their LC TP and dual B. I think that's where the game actually turns most towards the enemy. I mean it's already lost, but and then yeah, I think that's where we actually mess up most. Well, I mess up most because even though they don't get the duel, I end up dying anyway. So and yeah, after that we lose a lot of XP and gold as well. So I think that was on me. I was paying attention and then I was pushing mid. I took the mid tower and then I went to their triangle without noticing the CTP.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's where I think personally cost us a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So, say, listening to that, hearing that, paying so much attention to the mini map or the enemy movements is like really important. Like otherwise, like even if you were winning the game and suddenly you die to the enemy smoke without buyback gold, also it will cost the game. Like you farm, you snowball the enemy so hard, and all of a sudden like you die once or twice without the buyback, and suddenly they start hitting your tier 3 towers and mega one side, and from there you lose all of your advantage you were building from the start. So that's kind of something that you need to remember. uh, like always you should be able to understand where the enemy is, where they are playing. And also one more thing, if you while you're farming, if your teammates are not doing any on the map, like more likely they are coming for you. Why? No, none of your teammates are pressuring the enemy, so they are free to look for you, right? They are free. They're not pressured. They're not forced to defend the tower. They're not forced to fight somewhere else. So in that case, they really want to kill you because you are the carry, right? So they will be looking for
Yeah,
some of you.
yeah.
So that's the something. So even if you don't know how to know whether they are coming for you or not, look at your team always. Are they doing something? Are they forcing the enemy to react? If they are not doing, then you need to be very careful. That's the rule one. So if your team is like kind of being passive, whether they just because they're losing or whatever, that's why when the team is losing, it's very hard to play the game. Why? Because literally they are not allowed to play their game. Why? You are losing the laning, you lost the lane, then and again after the laning, you're not being able to do much. So like literally the enemy is like stopping, holding you from whatever you could do. If you were on the other side, like a winning side, if you're on the winning side, you would be doing a lot, right? In most of the game, they wouldn't even ask you to join them. Why? They are super stronger. So when they are super stronger, they will let you farm all the farm you want in the map. At the meantime, they will just control the game, right? So why are you getting that such free farm? Because they are controlling the game. So like in that kind of situation, if your teammates are not controlling the game, you always need to know that enemy will come for you. That's how you read the enemy at the first place.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
I mean, there are better ways to analyze if the enemy is looking for you or how to read the enemy movements, but I think this is the very basic thing.
Okay. So yeah.
Anything else? Are you
Um,
gonna play now as a team?
uh, we were wanted to, but one of the players are not here. I think the player who played the Knicks is at work. He's on TeamSpeak, but he's at work. I mean, he's on Discord. He was listening to you, but he's at work.
All right.
So we might play if the other person is there and if others are okay to play. Senora, Duty?
මිලින්ද ඉන්නවද?
මිලින්ද ඉන්නවද බලන්න. මිලින්ද කතා කරලා බලන්න. මේ කරන්නේ නැහැ. යකා නෑනේ නේ Senora.
Vamos, visto.
Right. William ඉන්නවනේ. William?
Bien, Minno.
ඔව්. Vim Senora මිලින්ද කොල්ල දීලා බලනවා.
Mangan.
Thanks.
Senira or Seniru?
Senura.
Do I know you, Senira? Like, does a friend, his name is Seniru or Seniro? I'm not sure.
That guy.
Yeah.
I know, he's my
Ah, okay.
okay.
Also, if you wouldn't mind, could we also take a small, quick look at the mid lane as well?
Oh yeah, okay. Give me a second.
Sorry, I also couldn't point it out while you were streaming. So the other team is a team from Maximum, and their average MMR is a lot higher. So they are yeah, somewhere around 4.5. I think more
Okay,
about
okay, 5K. Between
yeah
4 and
about
5K.
about four of them are ancient and one person is legend. I think we did manage to beat them about 3 times. They also beat us about a good 6 or 7 times back. But yeah, I think it's always better to play against people who are better, so we
Yeah.
still do play with them often.
Like, you all have to improve a lot individually. So
Yeah, that
it's such
definitely,
important
yeah,
game.
definitely.
Like, you should give so much importance to it.
No, this is a wrong game.
This is the wrong match, no?
All right. Oh yeah, this one.
This one.
So this is the app that I was talking about. Like, you can say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is like very old. Like, most of you know that already. But I just suggested it in case you didn't know. So he actually placed the word there. Okay. Mm, this is something like important. Like at the level 1, like you can consider going for the skill 2, or like even at the level 1, like you can't miss the range creep like that. You definitely need to use your first skill and secure that. But more than that, the second skill is like much better because you also get to stun the invoker. If you wanna secure the room, secure the creep, you can stun the creep and secure the last hit, or you can stun the invoker and secure the range creep with the right click. So either way, like stun is like much better, not only to secure, also to harass him. Because like every time you use the first skill, like almost same mana, 100, exactly same mana cost, but it will disturb the creep equilibrium, but the stun would be better. Also, you will be able to right click the invoker kind of really easily. But like, this is not wrong, but like you should be able to like kinda outfarm him, or even if you can't outfarm him, even if it is equal, like you should be able to get those range creep, because he is just getting all the creep just by right clicking. And so far I don't know why did he use that tornado thing. Let's see. So like, see, this is what I was saying. See what he's doing. He comes all the way from there to here, making it harder for you to stun, but you don't have stun. So he goes there, second the room, second the creep, also like harassing you. And now the wave is going back.
Radiant's middle
This is
tower
a
is
little win for you, because he's missing the creep underneath the tower. But also the meantime, you lost the range creep. Right? You lost the range creep. Like if you just walk there and secure the creep, it would be 50-50. He will secure the range, you will secure the room.
Radiant's
I
middle
mean
tower
other
is under
creep.
attack.
But this was better because he was like reacting like earlier, and like you didn't understand what was going on. So he came to the high ground to secure the room, and also to stop you from taking this range rip. So it's like same thing, both of you are doing the same thing. So if he's coming there, like you should have stunned him, and this is why stun is better. So if you had stun, you could have stunned him right now before he used the tornado, and then deny or start right clicking. And also you can like move like with the first kill, but you can do it usually to make sure that he doesn't get to tornado you, so you can first kill and secure the range rate. So either way, like first kill or like, rather than saying like stun is better than first recon slay, but the thing is you are not even
Radiant's
using
middle
it to secure the
tower is under
creep
attack.
sometime, or like not being able to use it, not being in the range to cast it. So first of all, like, you need to fix it before you understand whether you need the stun or the first. You should be able to use your spells properly to farm, because like missing those range shapes is going to create a huge level gap later on, and in the net worth too. Slowly he is building that like net worth gap between you and him. He's definitely using the skills effectively. Missing so many last hits which you could possibly get without a trouble. That skill efficiency is missing. He just said, I would definitely tell you. At least use it going for the stun at level 3. Like, you're losing the lane, like,
Radiant's
quite
bottom
hard.
tower is under
But
attack.
also at the meantime, he has missed a lot of opportunities to punish you. He could use the cold snap right now on top of you to cancel the clarity like early on, quite a bit early on, because you're getting so much mana from that. And he doesn't care about it.
Top is missing. Nuh-uh.
The next label play. The next label play.
This is the next game. Okay, once again I get to see that.
Haste.
That
Dire's
is,
middle tower is under attack.
Both are doing good, but if you wanna get better, like, you should be able to punish this guy. And
Top is missing.
you should make sure that whenever he has to choose the tornado to secure the range creep, you should make sure that your hero like doesn't like get into that. You know, you need to walk away from the tornado range. You will know like he has to use it on the creep to secure the range creep. So when you know which direction he's gonna use tornado, you should be able to walk the other way around to dodge it. And the meantime, when he uses tornado, you should be able to continue right clicking him, and with the stun second skill you would be able to harass him so harder. So which is why that skill is like much better.
Top is missing.
Because with the first skill or second skill, like he doesn't actually burn the mana from you. We can actually burn all the mana just with the cold snap and that thing, the mana burn, EMP, and he can use the tornado to secure the creep. But he is just like trading the farm, and also he's right now you're farming better than him. Why? Because of the first skill. You're using the spell to farm right now. So and you are farming better than him. The while he was just good at denying, and that solves the difference. He will get the level 6 first. He was denying so much creep, especially the range creep. That is not good for you
Radiant's
as a
top
mid
tower
laner.
is
You
under
definitely
attack.
need to learn how to secure those range creeps, whatever the hero you're playing against, whatever the hero.
Money to burn.
Like he could have done it like very early on, you know. Like
Money to
after
burn.
4 minutes he should have done that, so you wouldn't be able to punish him or go somewhere to kill people. And also this thing is very good because now you have the level 6, now you have 0 kill potential. You have to go for the drone. Let's see if he is like smart enough to secure the drone. This is the advantage against him. He could have like simply like stopped you from taking the drone, and now because of the regeneration, like you're going to have so much advantage. You push out the lane and you go to the jungle and you will be farming, or yeah, like you have so much mana. See, because of that rune, like you are allowed to like press at the mid lane. Now he's forced to stay in the lane. At the meantime, while he is at the mid lane, he's farming the lane. Also, he farmed the jungle, and then he again pushed the bottom mid lane. And now you're going for the ganks because of that one free rune, which he didn't stop you from taking. He could have simply stopped you from taking that region. Anyway, you died because they had super good vision, and so when you were going to mid lane, they saw you coming. Because in Dota, like forget about the range. I mean average you are playing. Like you should always you should always know that like if you're making a 50-50 move, like that's not correct. You have to do something better than a like 50-50 trade. So it's just not about the farm. Like we would say like it's a 50-50 when it comes to farming, but when it also comes to team fight, there's something that you can say this is whether it's 50-50 or 20-80 or 70-30 or whatever. So because how to understand like whether it's a right move to make or not, because like you have invoking to top lane quite a long time, and then you see the invoker push the lane, and now do you see the invoker, right? So when you are going to the enemy side, he is also coming towards you, which means he has vision. That's why he is coming. So when he is like coming towards you, like you cannot like look for the kills. You should know the enemy knows you, so you should like bait him to come into you to punish him, because you don't have a hero who can tank for you, who can stop the invoker from killing you. You don't have anything. Disruptor cannot actually stop easily. He cannot stop the invoker from killing you because no gleam. He's just only a kinetic field. And then you die. Try to kill him. Never. No. So if you just stayed at the mid lane, because you had a regeneration, right? So if you stayed at the mid lane, look like how he actually helped you to like snowball the lane. You got the region, right? You got the region. Now you farm the lane. You sow the mid camp, and now again you back to mid lane, sowing the wave. Perfect. Now he's also wasting like breaking his infused charges. Now what? Rather than going somewhere else, just go and farm the neutral again. You can farm this, or you can farm that, or you can farm the other camp. So you just chill a bit, and it's completely fine because it's just a phoenix. If it comes, like you can TP your it out because the invoker is always in front of you because of the wave. You know where the invoker is, so you are completely safe to farm here. If it is a Tusker or Earth Spirit or Earth Sage, then you can consider not going there. But like as long as you see where the invoker is, what stop you from farming? Because this move is trash. Because like if you wanna fight like that, the enemy should be there. You don't see them, and the moment you walk like that, you should already know the invoker knows that you are going to top lane, so you should be like retreating. But like I don't know what happened. You're lagging or whatever, out of focus or whatever, then you died. You can't go to the top lane like that. Even though you're going, you cannot use the leg to go because right, you don't know where the votes are. So you should always use the other way around. You should use the jungle route, which is much safer, so the enemy wouldn't know where you are going, so they don't get to counter initiate on you. Do you understand? Does it make sense? Well,
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's
like even though you died once, you can outfarm the invoker very easy. So you should be doing that, getting more items. So now there's a siege reef, there's an enemy siege reef, so you should know the siege reef gives you 88 XP bounty, which means experience. So you should not miss it. So every time somewhere at the top lane or mid lane or bottom lane, you need to be there to secure that. So even if the Red King wants to farm the jungle, so I believe the Red King missed the siege reef. So which is a huge loss for him. I'm not sure about this, but I don't know whether he lost it or not. Yeah, he didn't. So that's actually worth it for him. So this is actually good when you are jungle farming. Like you should always make sure you have a clarity in your backpack or something, because when you start, the moment you start hitting the neutral, you can use the clarity. So right now you could be like using a clarity while you are hitting these neutral creeps, so that the efficiency is like you could have stacked it while you're farming this. I don't know if the camp is there. Did you farm it?
yeah, he does.
No, the creep is there, right?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Kinda weird. Oh no, he didn't farm it, he just farmed this way. He could have stacked it, also the other camp, so that's the efficiency, you can farm faster.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So this time around the Nyx is getting levels and he's level 6 already, and you are very closer to the top lane, but you're far away from completing your first item, which is heal.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
You should focus more on your farming. Your first goal should be not feeding, not losing the lane, and
Dire's top tower
like,
is under
not
attack.
being a fool to enemy, and then also being able to complete your items on time. Let's analyze a little bit about this team fight. So they knew about the move from, yeah, they saw the Lina again, so they had more than enough time to see, and you knew that he has a dagger. Did you know or you don't know?
the dagger was like we picked up the dagger, then TP bot.
Mm. So you didn't know that he had dagger?
Oh no,
Nah,
we
we
didn't.
know. Okay. Perfect, yeah. You could have checked it. He's like spending so much time farming this creep, right? So one of you could have checked it honestly. Maybe the Red King could have checked because he's just hitting the neutral. He could have checked it. So you would definitely know that the LC is coming to bottom lane with the dagger. And like you know, okay, he has a dagger, so I don't want to do this, and I will go back. And this is something important. If you watch the high average game, whenever the enemies whenever they are moving to the lane, wherever to mid lane or the bottom safe lane, they will definitely place the sentry somewhere here. If you are moving to the bottom tower, somewhere here. If they, in case if they are moving to mid lane, they will place the sentry here or there, right? It's because they want to make sure there's no ward. Because like if you are going to the mid tower as the Dire, they're definitely gonna take this side of the map. So they want to devote it. They don't want to play underneath the enemy vision, because if you play underneath the enemy vision, it's easier for them to counter initiate you. But like this gang again fucking completely drained because you are walking to the mid lane. You don't have ult. You are super far away from completing your ult, and you make a move to bottom lane. But I understand. I understand, and I like the fact that because you're moving, there's a siege wave you wanna punish. But can you? Is this the lane that you could punish? This Ursa has been winning the bottom lane. Look, like he doubled the farm against Titan there, double net worth 3,000, and he's almost 5. So he's almost like doubling the farm, not doubling. He's super strong, and if you wanna inform like that, like you should start the fight straight away with the Ravage, and you should be able to stun him the next second.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So we were trying to like win our team fight and like get the tower there. So like I was like hesitated to like ravage for just a sub. And like we were surprised by the LC blink, and they got the fight there.
But like that's not an excuse. You could have easily found out that LZ had a dagger. So because he was spending like 20 seconds before he, or at least 15, 16 seconds before he TP to bottom lane with the dagger.
Know your
So
weakness.
that's your one of your team's mistake. Nobody checked the LC's inventory
Radiant's top
at the
tower
time.
is under attack.
Even though the Red King was super free farming at the jungle, like he had nothing else to do, so he
Radiant
could have just
structures are
simply checked the
fortified.
LC's inventory.
Dire's bottom tower is under
It
attack.
didn't happen, so
Dire's structures are fortified.
not paying
Radiant's top
much
tower
importance
is
to
under
that,
attack.
so definitely it's a mistake. And you're getting
Radiant's top tower
punished
is
by
fallen.
that, so next time when
Dire's
you play
bottom
Dota,
tower
you
is
should
under
always
attack.
check the enemy's inventory, you know. And no, so far no smoke gangs. Like Lina went to top lane, died. Lina went to bottom lane, he died. So what stops
Radiant's middle
Lina
tower
from
is under
winning
attack.
the lane? And again you are making a move without
attack.
ult, you know. This is not
Radiant's
wrong, like
bottom tower
going for
is
the
under
tower at the
attack.
14 minutes is completely fine. But where's your ult? You don't have your ult yet. You're wasting so much time walking around the map.
Dire's
Do you
middle
understand?
tower
As a
is
core,
under attack.
you need to understand. You should be able to say, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. This is okay, but like also you have to give so much importance to that, because you are like you're being dumped by your own teammates. Like if you don't like stick up for yourself, like you want to tell, no, I want to farm. I don't want to come to bottom lane like earlier, because we can't do much, because they are really fat. The Ursa is fat. Invoker is a counter initiate hero. LC is free. Let's say the LC has used a duel to Red King just to kill the Red King once, then you can feel happy about going bottom. Why? Because we know the duel LC's duel is on cooldown. Whether he has dagger or not, LC's duel on cooldown. So you don't need to worry about that. You can go for the tower. You can consider going for the tower. But when nothing was forced, like just because you have ravage and everything and all, then you should be able to use it and punish the enemy, because the
Nice
killing the
burn.
Ursa is like so much value. Even if you don't get to take the tower, why? Your Red King has fucking took the tower already. You have the objective advantage. Do you understand?
Yep.
Right? So you have a objective wise, you have a better advantage. So but if you take this tower rather than taking the top tower, that would have been like super amazing, but still better, because you took the tower for free. The Red King never got punished for that, so that would have been like super good for us. But you're forcing yourself to take the tower and ending up dying. So if you want to do that, you have to give importance to it, because I don't want to force you to play at the level the pros are playing. They're taking the tower at the 10 minute with siege cape. Yeah, it's a good thing to do, but also they're getting their items on time. Do you understand? So if you don't get your items on time, you can't trust the on quickly because you're not strong enough. That's how you like come to the conclusion. Okay, I'm not strong enough. I don't want to do that. You understand?
Yeah.
And next time when you play Dota, please freaking remember that this mid tower is like really important. Don't give it for free. But just because like you shouldn't give it for free doesn't mean you have to throw the team fight. You have to throw all your lives just to defend the tower. It's not important.
Dire's structures are
You get it?
fortified.
You never do that. You can't like throw all of your life to the enemy just to defend the tower. Just because I say this tower is important and you don't give it for free doesn't mean you have to sacrifice all of your life. No, that's not correct thing to do. You have to slow down the effort. You have to try to defend. But if you can't really defend it, then it's okay. But you're taking this tower because you are stronger. When you're sticking as 5, you are stronger because you have huge ultimates. You have huge team fight. So if you also did the same thing at the bottom mid tower, you could easily defend it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Because LC has a dagger, yes. But if LC has a dagger, of course, yes, he can catch people. But we have also Ravage, we have also Disruptor ulti. So if we manage to like use our combo properly, they will also feel bad for it. Why? Once the LC blinks in, what else other than using the duel? You get it? So after the duel or before he duels, if you actually like shut down him and the others, they will definitely die because they are just another hero. They are not like gods, right? They can also die. They're not unkillable. They're killable heroes. So you should know like when to fight, where to fight, which tower to be defended,
Dire's top tower.
which is
Dire's top tower.
important tower for the game.
Dire's top
Everything.
tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
So looking at the mid lane, I would say like
Radiant's bottom tower
he needs
is
to
under attack.
give such importance to his item progressing. You need to hit your timing. Like if you can't like go somewhere and use your skills and kill people, your items are very important. Item timing is super important because you are not being able to use your skills and kill people, right? Let's say you're killing people at the mid lane and then you try to go to bottom lane or top lane and then it's they are stopping you from moving. It's completely fine because you are winning and your item progression is there. But at the meantime, you are also not getting super fat at mid lane, so you should focus on the farming and getting the yield on time. So when you get the yield on time, so you should probably sit behind this Red King and Tight-Hander in the team fight. So every time the LC duels somebody, you can yield them stun or just stun them straight away, or you can yield and kite the Ursa. Alright, you can do so many things. You can keep it for yourself to survive, or you can buy a Aether lanes to sit back, because if when you have Aether lanes, like let's say this tower is here, the Titan is standing here, you can stay here. When you have to right click, you have to come front. But when it comes to spell play, you can sit back. Why? You have a Aether lanes. You have a huge range, so like you have a better chance to. And look, what? That's a keen optic too. You can also have it if you really need it. So you will have so much range. So when it comes to your team fight play, burst play, because even if the LC dwells somebody, you can kill. As long as you don't get dwelled, as long as you don't get controlled by them. And this is, yeah, this is what I was, what you were saying, right? You're farming the neutral. Is that what you were saying? When you're farming the triangle, you got ganked by the enemy and just get
Yeah.
No, that was
No, that was me. That was me.
Oh,
That was me. That was the Red King. Yeah.
but like this is
When they were
also,
pushing the bottom tower, I was pushing the. I took the mid tower and then I went and found their triangle.
but do you
And then I
understand
didn't.
this is also
Yeah.
wrong to do? Because look, your teammates are playing top 20 minutes rune time, and this is if it is a red king, at least 20% is fine. By like he can buy some time, but also there's an invoker who can burn the mana on the red king and make sure that he dies, he doesn't get to reincarnate. So if he doesn't get to reincarnate, so waste of TPs. Even if you guys TP to bottom lane, everything will be dead the moment you get there. So it's better you, what is that called, like you don't force your teammates to fall back just because of one mistake that you are willing to make. Right, 20 minutes, you want the rune. Okay, you would have died already, but you didn't die. And you can't go for the rune at all because you see the Ursa, and you know like the enemy might be going to top or bottom, and the Ursa is farming like this. Like, so since the Ursa is here, you should know they have less interest on fighting your teammates right now. Right now they are not really happy to. They are not looking forward to fight your opponent. But since the Ursa is at the bottom lane, they are covering the Ursa. Why? If your teammates are at the top lane, so if your teammates wanna go to Ursa, they have to go like this. So they are being here and stopping them from getting closer to Ursa. Because if they wanna go like that, they have to cross these people. So if they have to cross these people, we should outplay them. We should kill them before we get to Ursa. Now your options are like this: TP and fight, or walk like this, walk like this. But if you choose to walk like this, they're definitely gonna stop you from getting closer to Ursa. So they're really controlling the map like super nicely. It looks like very good. The way they control the game is like super nice. I don't think this Ursa is Guardian. I can't.
No, he's not. He's
Oh,
not.
he
We've been playing with them for some time now.
he
They are all
like
ancient.
outplayed the lane like.
They're all ancient. I mean, yeah, they're all ancient. I think one person is legend. Everybody else is ancient.
Yeah.
Even Lena on his real account is ancient one. I think. He also not playing in Steam accounts.
Give me a second. Give me a second, guys.
Yeah, sure.
It's only tomorrow, 13th, 2 p.m. Screen. 2 p.m. What is this team? Porni Malakoi. This is, I think, from Thailand, right? Malakoi 2 p.m. Yes. Yeah, this is Trust, MS Trust. Okay, perfect. Alright, so I'm back. Anything you wanna ask? Hello?
What about the wardings, early wardings and the wardings?
For me, I can like say a lot. Like I told you, I was telling you, you need to control the 4th minute rune, right? So
Yeah.
like even last time I talked about it, I believe.
Yeah, and I think Nix, who's playing Nix, I think he has, even the other match, even not in this, but I did think he does rotate for that as well. In the other matches, even when we play pub now, he's actually paying a lot more attention to that, and he actually always goes to that role. It's,
I think boarding, I would say like it's kind of poor from your side. Like
okay.
I don't get to see much.
Yeah. So that's the reason. I mean, if what are the if you were playing right now, what areas would you prefer to have the wards on instead of where we have?
instead of saying like I would like to place it here and rather than saying this vote is better than this,
Yeah.
I will say like I will be placing this vote too, and I will be placing there and here and also there and also here. I will be playing pretty much everywhere. It depends on how the game goes, how we are playing, what are we going to do next. If we are gonna sit here and play Dota, then I'm not gonna vote there. You understand? If I'm playing here, then I will place the vote somewhere here. If I'm going to play there, wait, let me place it. If I'm playing here, so what's the purpose of placing the vote there? It's very like it's good, still good, but like it's not going to give you so much information as you are playing here, which means like you are losing the game. You are being unable to make any moves. So which is why you are playing safe and playing your own jungle, not even crossing the river. So at the case you place this ward somewhere here and here, you're not going to be happy about that.
Next label
But definitely when we take this tower and we play like this, I'm gonna place the wards here and somewhere here, then I will be happy about it. Why? Because my team is playing in this area and placing the wards right in front of them helps them to see whenever they coming closer to us, whenever they smoke to us, whenever they smoke S5 or whenever they smoke and plan to go on us, we get to see them. Alright? Or whenever they try to farm these camps, we can punish them. Why? We are right in front of them. We are like very closer to them. So that actually helps. So it heavily depends on like the player
Dire's
needs
top
to
tower is
understand
under attack.
what's happening in the game, what is going to happen, what is going to be happening like 1 minute later or after this certain minute and all. So around that, like you should use the words properly to play the game. So it's just not about the wording, it's about like everyone's movements. If the players don't want to play aggressively, they want to play their own jungle, then even the supporter cannot go there and place the wards, right? Why? Every single
Yeah.
one of you are
Yeah.
farming the jungle, so even though he wants to place the nice wards in the enemy jungle, he won't be able to do that because we are being passive. Once again,
Top is missing.
either of you, like in that case the disruptor will be unable to do that because the other four are wrecking him down because they are being passive, they are playing passive, so he wouldn't be able to cross the map. So let's see the same perspective from the post 4. So the first 4 wants to
Radiant's
kill
middle
people, he
tower
wants to
is under
punish
attack.
people as a first 4, but again other 4 wants to play defensively. So what is he going to do, like being there on his own? Nothing, not much. No Sunstrike, no Zeus ulti, no Spectre to join, no Nature Prophet to TP and hit people, right? So he will not enjoy it. So everyone is like dragging people
Radiant's middle
down
tower
if
is
the
under
team
attack.
doesn't play as one together, all together. So let's say the Titanic wants to like fight people, like he has a Ravage, and the team decides to no, I'm Lina, I don't have Eel Jet, I wanna farm, and the first thing is I'm gonna farm, I don't wanna fight, and then he's definitely going to make some wrong move on his own because he doesn't have much options left for him to do, like, but he can also farm while
Dire's
he's
courier has
like
been killed.
being unable to punish the enemy. He can just farm these camps, chill, and
Radiant's courier
help
has
the
been killed.
teammates to focus on him, and that's also considered as creating a space. So whatever the thing that you wanna do, even if it is good or even if it is super good, if your teammates are not playing for that, you wouldn't be able to do that. It will be harder for you to do it. So about the ordering, pretty much that's it. So as a supporter, like it also heavily depends on how the team plays, what we are allowed to do or what we are going to do. This will like allow me to like understand what kind of voting are we required, where do we need the vision, because we are playing aggressive. If I place the vote here and here and then we take the tower and then we play, do you think these are useful? Not very useful, right? I can only see the rune. Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you should always have vote to see the enemy, because votes are actually useful to I mean, votes are usually used to get the information. You want to know whether they are TPing, where they are farming, where they are playing, or where they're not playing, or whether they are smoking, or whether they are using the moonlight, what item they are getting, are they planning to go top side? Because if you have vote somewhere here and the enemies goes like this, you know that they are going top. If they cross this area, the box, then you know they are coming bottom. So the votes are actually giving you information. So if you don't have the vote that gives you information, you should question yourself, is it a good place to place the vote in that game, in that minute, in that exact minute? You know, this is a great voting spot. Also, this is a great voting spot. Also, this is also such a good place, and that everything, everywhere you point out, saying this is a good voting spot, yes, it is. But it becomes useful only if you know how to play around it. Only if you are being able to play around it. And you can't just like place the votes here and force your team, hey guys, I have the votes there, I want to play there, come. No, that's not gonna work. Why? You also need to understand what you are allowed to do in the game. If you are winning, if you are like controlling the game so hard, let's say like 12 minutes, your kills are 18, the enemy has only 2 kills, and you will know, and you know, like we won all 3 lanes, pretty much you can do anything you want. So you place the votes in the enemy jungle, invade their jungle, force them to leave their jungle, force them to run away from their territory and chase them and kill them. But when you're falling behind, when you're playing a 50-50 game, like, you have to respect your opponent, because they are fed, they have item, they have so much level. So like, respect mean like give the respect that they deserve to have, you know. Otherwise, like, you can't play a good Dota. You can be a good player if you don't give the respect to the enemy that they deserve. I have given you a long answer.
Yeah,
for vote.
I think we learned plenty today. Thank you so much.
So the simple point is, I can't tell you you should place the vote there and here. That's not
Think about it.
If somebody tells you, hey, rather than placing there, is placing it here is nice, you should know, like, every voting spot has a purpose, right? So you're
Yeah.
only placing the vote to, like, for that purpose. So you know, like, why did you place the vote there? Then you ask yourself, is it correct? And what was we trying to do? And let's say you place the vote and also you stand on it, it's not useful. If you're going to play there, the votes should be around you. Why? The votes are supposed to cover you. The votes are supposed to give information to you. That's it. Votes are like spy, right? Spy doesn't sit behind you. It's gonna be next to your opponent. They're gonna scout people that you don't like to work with, right? So
Yeah.
your opponent have to be scouted. So your votes are the spy. So the spy should be there, not behind you or not at you, not where you are at. So if you place a vote and sit next to that all the time for another 3, 4, 5 minutes, then that's not useful. That's how you figure out whether the vote was correct or not. Sorry, and whenever you take a team fight, or whenever you are going for the bounty runes, you should always need to have a sentry and observer. And as soon as possible, like as soon as you get to see the enemy, as soon as you find somebody, as soon as they jump on you or you jump on them, you should place a sentry and observer. That way you have a better understanding where the opponents are. Because maybe if the fight is happening right over there and you know the enemy has Earthsaker, so you wouldn't be able to see him unless you put an observer right there. If you put the observer right here, you will be able to see the Earthsaker like hiding here, like walking into the trees to hide and ankling to jump in. So you get to see him. So you know, like, Earthsaker Echo Slam is incoming, then we have to respect that and we will respect and play it better. But if you don't place the vote and then you don't get to see the Earthsaker, then it becomes harder. So actually vote serves life in that way. So you get to win the team fight just by placing a vote and sentry.
Got it. Okay. Uh, Anything else, guys? I think we had quite a long session today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
I mean, we can end this if you don't have any questions.
Uh, Anyone else? Do you guys have anything?
No, that's like covered the
Mm,
mo
Yeah, I think that covered a lot. Thank you so much, Thank
All
you so
right.
much, and
Okay.
we'll keep in touch. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye. See you.
Okay. Bye bye.
yeah.
Bye.
So let's play some Dota. Let's play some Dota. Let's play some Dota. Dota. Let's play some Dota. Let's play some Dota. Some good Dota. Like, alright, alright, alright. I really wanna do something, but I want more viewers, so I have a very meaningful life or time to talk about Dota. I can actually spend my time, waste my actually my energy is not wasted. I wish like more people, more of you watch my stream so I can talk about the Dota. So I don't know. I will call it a night. Hopefully I will be making more videos. Anyone watching my stream, you will know that more videos are coming very soon, maybe tomorrow. Like we'll be uploading more things that will help anyone to get better at Dota. So please follow my channel and my accents. Good night, guys. I'm closing my stream right now.